So, Jack, for those who don't know you, can you please introduce yourself?
I can. I am the CEO of Storytold. We are a growth agency that specializes in LinkedIn for business owners who want to take their business to the next level, but don't want to have to become content creators. We do all of the strategic writing, engagement, and design that makes you successful online without you having to do it. And most people, it's a weird catch-22 now. You have to be, in order to run a business, you have to be visible, you have to grow your authority, you have to be known as a category of one. There's so much work that we're not taught in schools that people just don't, they aren't prepared for. And you can be the best at running your business, but if no one sees you online and if no one knows you as a trusted authority, you're never going to get customers unless you spend 40 to 80 hours a month on LinkedIn and doing all the hard grind and the unsexy work that actually works. So we do that for you so that you don't have to. And I know you asked about me, by the way, but that's my company. That's what we do. So yeah, feel free to ask me more personal questions about me.
I was going to ask you, as you mentioned this, do you work with boring people as well?
We do, yeah. My link at the top, I know exactly where it's in. On the top of LinkedIn, I have a link to get in touch with me, and it says, "Don't click if you're boring."
But it's a good one, honestly. I find it when it's funny, when it's unique, it stands
Works.
out and it's fun.
It does, and that's exactly, you nailed it. When you're funny, when you're unique, and you stand out, that's when people get in touch because they connect with you. And if you're the same as everyone else, then no one's going to connect with you. So we help people, even if they think they're boring, we help them not be.
And I think people also often think that they are boring, but they just need someone to help them to find something unique, some strengths, and just something to stand out because people think they have like no stories or nothing, but everyone has something. If they just might need someone to help them to find it.
It's true. Yeah, it could be something as simple as what you wanted to be when you were 6 years old, or an experience you had at age 10. Like maybe you jumped in a big puddle, and you learned something from like the fact that you didn't think you'd get as wet as you did, and then you had to spend all day in wet clothes, and then you actually realized you didn't quite like it. It wasn't worth it. So you could have taken that life lesson forward and could have affected you in different ways. But we help you get to the bottom of that. It's almost like digging into elements of your past that you've just forgotten about, helping bring them to the surface, tell those stories in a unique way, and then realize actually, yeah, we can use those lessons and apply them to business. And our goal is that our clients, our partners, because I don't like the word clients because that implies that we're like, it's a transactional relationship. What we have is
Yeah.
partners. We work with people, and if something's not working for them, we jump through hoops and go above and beyond to make it work. And we try and make sure that we're always there for them. If they text us at 2 in the morning in America and we get it at 7 the next morning, then fine. That's okay because we're a partnership. But there'll always be a little bit of us being there for them whenever they need. But yes, it's helping them to align their business as well to their personality. Sometimes some people come to us and they realize things aren't really working and they don't know why. We help them figure out why, but also be happier in their work. And that's, you can't really put a price on that. That's kind of a unique thing, and we really love doing it.
And I think that's also what's fulfilling for you or for the company, since you're helping with them. And it's not just obviously to get results, but also to enjoy it, have fun, and make them happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then, is there a specific niche that you work with, or any specific demographics, background, or anything, or it can be pretty much anyone?
The work we do is quite niche, it's quite specific, but we can apply it to any person in any industry. So male, female, like any age you have to have some experience in business. So I was going to say from 8 to 80, but probably you want to start working with us at least like 30 years old. And then you go from there all the way up to, well, I think we spoke to someone who is, in their 70s. So it's a lovely thing to be able to serve as many people as possible. Eventually, I'd like to niche and grow down into a specific audience. But because what we do is quite specific, we make that person the ultimate authority in their industry. And we get their story told, which is why I came up with the name of the company. But it's the idea that we try not to have too many people in the same industry. So if we had, say, a mortgage advisor, we wouldn't then go and seek out another mortgage advisor client because we would be conflicting with ourselves. So
Oh, that's interesting approach because I'm sure that you can see on LinkedIn. I think it's quite a popular topic where people say you should niche, you shouldn't niche. Everyone says something different. So I like what you said, that it's kind of different, and it actually is an interesting angle. That it shouldn't be conflicting. And I think at the same time that's what might make it more interesting. That it's like a different area, different focus, and just a kind of new challenge.
it's true. Yeah, we have one day we're writing about sports tech for a lady over in America. The next we're writing about high performance coaching. The next is a creative agency in the middle of the US. Yeah, there's all sorts. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Is there then specific area that you maybe enjoy the most, or the area? It's one question that you enjoy the most, and another one maybe the one that you haven't worked with but would like to work with.
Oh, okay. One area that I enjoy the most is the stuff that is more creatively challenging. So the stuff that we haven't, there's a bit of an overlap. I like the stuff that we haven't done before because it's more challenging, because we get into it, we learn as much about it as we can, and we don't come in with any preconceptions. We don't like, we're not jaded, and we're not cynical about anything. We can learn about an industry as much as possible and apply our system to that industry, and the system is what works, and then
Mhm.
that's how we help that industry and that person within that industry grow. So we don't need to be experts in a particular field, like in a particular industry, because we've created this storytelling system that we can apply
Mhm.
that then adds that expertise. And I like to stress as well, when I say system, I don't mean like AI tools or anything. It's not like a plug and play thing. We use AI in the background, but it's all human writing, human engagement, human designers. I make a point of saying that my team are all human because that's what people buy. That's why people work with you, because you're human. And we help the other business owners to get AI to do the boring stuff, but never replace their voice, and to be creative. Yeah, we really enjoy the creative side of things and using our human brains to be creative.
I've seen that in some of your recent posts that you also mention it with AI. I'm same like you that of course I use it to make it faster, do the boring stuff, but at the same time don't let it to outsource you, to replace you. And I think you shared some good posts, for example, with super AI commands or outreach or something like that. So for people out there, the creators, and we can see that. So do some more.
I looked at a piece of writing the other day that I thought had been written by a human, because I didn't take a quick look. I only took a quick look, and after actually reading it, I then realised it had the rule of three about 6 or 7 times in the same post, and this was written by someone who supposedly writes everything herself, and it turns out it was mostly AI. So it's like there's so much stuff out there that's quite deceptive, and can be AI, and if you know what to look for, it's really easy to spot, and most people can tell these days. So that's why we write everything from scratch. So
Mhm. That's what I find funny, that I think this kind of buzzword on LinkedIn sometimes is authenticity. So everyone speaks about it, but then what's the truth actually? What is it like behind the scenes?
authenticity is, again, I really like the word, but it's been so overused that it's become a bit annoying now at this point. But for me, to be authentic means to stay true to what you believe in, stay true to yourself and what you're trying to do and your mission, having a clear vision, and having integrity. Like, one of our core values is, I've literally built it into the employee handbook, like the core values of the company is authenticity and integrity. And if something doesn't feel right, we're not going to do it. If, say, someone came to me tomorrow and said, "Hey, Jack, I'm going to give you 10 million to work on a contract for, I don't know, war, or like tobacco, or burning down the rainforest or something," I'd be like, "Well, no. 10 million's nice, but I need to be able to sleep at night. And if I ask my team to write things that would harm other people, that's me with all my integrity gone. So I just wouldn't do it, literally." And people would be like, "But it's 10 million. You're mad." Like, yeah, but you only get one life on Earth. You've got to be able to live it being happy that you are who you are.